What it do? This your man CJ Williams, and I'm definitely in the house representing for Culturalist Theory. And to celebrate Black History Month, we're gonna throw it back. Today we're covering money-earning Mount Vernon's very own Heavy D. Heard on your radio, seen on magazine covers, and your favorite videos and stages across the world, the late great MC Heavy D has left behind a legacy of 9 studio albums, with the first of 5 being listed as Heavy D and the Boys. For those unfamiliar, don't worry, we'll highlight the records that you need to get that Heavy D playlist popping. Don't forget, hit the like, share, and sub button, and let's hop right into it. Number 9, Love Opus. The final album by the overweight lover, released less than 2 months before his untimely passing in November 2011, is another work of experimentation. The fortunate part is there are only 8 songs here, clocking in at just under 30 minutes. The unfortunate part is everything else. Barring the next album on this list, when you listen to the rest of the Hevster's catalog and then come across this, you just don't know what to make of it. All of the things that we've come to know and expect from a Heavy D project are absent here. Valentine 214 and Love Your Soul are interesting for a playback or two, and you may want to check out Still Missing You featuring Carl Thomas, which rocks an overused drum sample as its backing, with Dwight outright singing, and I Can't featuring Anthony Hamilton, where he flips back to rapping. The other 4 tracks, forget about it. But thanks for all of the other great music you provided for us over the years, Hev. We truly appreciate it.
And what motto do you live by?
Wow, there's several. There's, life is too long to live by one. I guess that would be my motto.
Number 8, Vibes. Hev Diggy came up out the woodwork at the tail end of 2008 to deliver his 8th studio album, Vibes. Being that it came so late in his career and is his first full-fledged reggae album, it should come to no surprise that it's near the bottom position on the countdown. While Hev has been no stranger to paying homage to his Jamaican-born roots on wax, we can't say that we ever saw this one coming. There is the occasional bop that you can enjoy here, but Vibes in no way is compared to any of your mainstay reggae faves, just to be clear. Delilah has a nice rhythm going on, while Heavy is about 5 steps away from searching for his lady in the daytime with a flashlight on long distance girlfriend. But the most enjoyable vibe here is the last song on the bonus track version, Nuff Girls Dim, which is an auto-tuned sped up rhythm that incorporates elements from the hook of the aforementioned song. Anything else not mentioned here counts as a skip. But hey, we've got to give it up to the big belly man for stepping outside his comfort zone. Number 7, Heavy. By the time Heavy dropped in summer of '99, the happy and relatable and relatively family-friendly kind of music that Heavy D was known for was well out of style. Not that Hev Diggy did a 180 and got gangsta on this, but there's clearly a difference in his sound here versus all his prior work. Prime example, Dancing in the Middle of the Night, where he's essentially crooning over a guitar-strong melody about getting high, but not the kind of high that first comes to mind. Spanish Fly has a nice groove to it and feels out of place, but it would have definitely come off better if, say, Big Pun and Tony Sunshine were in the mix, adding some Spanglish raps and singing to it. Speaking of Pun, he does his best imitation of Heavy's trademark a diddly diddly dee alongside 8Ball and Hev himself on the Big Man Posse cut on point, with the hook being a nod to a Tribe Called Quest classic Check the Rhyme. And yes, we have a Tribe Called Quest albums rank video too. Make sure you tap into that after this one. And speaking of Tribe, Q-Tip also makes an appearance on Listen, but keeping it a buck with you, it's a wasted opportunity since he only added a subpar hook to it. I Know You Love Me and I Don't Think So, complete with a wannabe D'Angelo doing ad-libs, are way off the mark. Outside of On Point, the kickoff track Like That There and Imagine That showcase the best of new for '99 Heavy D with his confidence and swag turned all the way up, and plenty of braggadocious for us to chew on. Number 6, Blue Funk. Heavy D and the Boys started off 1993 with their 4th project, Blue Funk, which had both a harder edge and more mellow tone, a contrast from their previous albums. Even though it comes in at number 6, don't get it twisted, this sleeper definitely deserves your attention. An interview with Heavy is broken up into bits and pieces over a smoothed out instrumental before the start of roughly half of the tracks, giving some insight to the man born Dwight Arrington Myers. The head nod It's a New Day, produced by cousin Pete Rock, gets particularly personal at the end with a story about his last moments with his brother Tony. The two collaborate for more dopeness on the Singe Blue Funk and Love Sexy, with the latter finding the Hevster flexing lyrical linguistics about loving the ladies properly. DJ Premier comes through with jazzy beats on Here Comes the Hevster and Yes Y'all, as Heavy displays some super tight flows, letting it be known that, like Rakim, he ain't no joke on the microphone. Also, Primo made an interesting entry into his So What's Up series about the production of Yes Y'all, which we'll leave a link to in the description below. Make sure y'all tap into that. Perhaps the most interesting track is right at the end, a posse cut called A Bunch of Niggas. Why is it so interesting? Well, we're glad you asked. And that's because it features Gangstar, Busta Rhymes, Third Eye, Robbo, and peep this, the first studio recording of a high-pitched voice rapper named Biggie Smalls. Yep, this even predates the fan favorite Party and Bullshit and the Dolly My Baby remix. So if you've never heard this hidden but not hidden gem, now you know where to find it. While Blue Funk did have a small number of skips and a less joyful vibe overall, by no means should it continue to be slept on as a whole. Number 5, Living Large. Serving as both the inaugural group signing to the newly minted Uptown Records and their debut album, Heavy D and the boys plopped on the scene in late '87 with Living Large. One look at the track listing alone would tell you that this big belly lover was overflowing with confidence and swag, no matter how much space he was taking up. One noticeable trait of the project is that even if the song itself isn't hidden, the music will make you bop your head and get on your feet. And by that, we're calling out Dedicated and I'm Gonna Make You Love Me falling into said category, with the final track Don't You Know being the lone absolute throwaway. But that leaves more than enough to rock out to, including Rock the Bass, Overweighter, and the one where he tried to put his hometown on the map, Money Earned in Mount Vernon. And how could you not love the way that the Hefster had the cojones to rhyme FOIA with BMW on Chunky But Funky?
Got some troubles, I handle them for ya. We cruise around in my BMW.
And dare we say it, he may have also been the one to coin the phrase knock the boots on this one as well. Any OGs out there who may have heard the term before this, let us know about it in the comments below. Well before Nelly was making songs about Air Force Ones, Heavy D had a whole song about his love for the swoosh logo apparel simply called Nike. Throw in fan favorites Mr. Big Stuff and the overweight lovers in the house, and you've got a very decent first run out the gate with this one. Number 4, Waterbed Hev. The first project without and the boys, following MC Heavy D's namesake, was this one right here, 1997's Waterbed Hev. But that doesn't mean the party has stopped and good times are lacking on this album. In fact, it's quite the opposite. Lead single, the ever so smooth Big Daddy, was a proper return from a 3-year hiatus following the success of Nuttin But Love. The more upbeat remix with new lyrics features McGruff and samples the Soul to Soul classic Back to Life to get your ass on the dance floor, or whatever Mary J said. I'll Do Anything will keep you there, while Shake It will probably make you nod your head more than it makes you want to shake that thing. The intro to Just the Interlude is used twice before finally letting the full minute and 6-second track play out, with Hev busting out an equally dope freestyle. Definitely one you'll be running back a few times. The Dog Pound brings some West Coast flavor to Can You Handle It, alongside McGruff and Big Bub, and the Lost Boys and Hev's protege Soul For Real come through on the Ready for Radio jam You Can Get It. Not saying that Waterbed is perfect, but it's pretty damn nice, especially considering the fact it's one of his later albums. Number 3, Big Time. The embracement of big and having a good ass time kept right on going with Heavy D and the boys' sophomore album Big Time. Digging in the bag of James Brown funk was the norm at the time, as evident on the title track and the next track in sequence, Flexin', both produced by in-house DJ Eddie F. The same holds true for the New Jack Swing classic We Got Our Own Thing, which was cooked up by Teddy Riley while he coined one of his many catchphrases. Mood for Love is the first time Hev Diggy hit us with some of the island flavor, and is also where Diana King took the hook from her hit song Shy Guy years later. Additional singles Somebody For Me featuring Mr. Unibrow and Girls They Love Me also helped round out the project, which ended up becoming his first album to top the hip-hop and R&B charts. With only the occasional skip here and there in this dozen-track set, Big Time is a great album to put on when you're ready for some fun, get the people hype type music old school style. Number 2, Peaceful Journey. Released in the summer of 1991, smack in the middle of the New Jack Swing era, its influence is evident immediately. The first track, Now That We Found Love, featuring Aaron Hall, will have you bopping all over the place and is of course a nod to the OJ's original of the same name. Another serving of it can be found on Is It Good to You, featuring Tammy Lucas. Although the track was also on the Juice soundtrack with Tammy doing the full song, the Hefster's version is by far the more popular one. Body and Mind is the reggae flavored joint of the project, while Letter to the Future goes down the socially conscious path. One of the most rockin' posse cuts ever without a single curse word is Don't Curse, featuring Pete Rock and CL Smooth, Cool G Rap, Grand Poobah, Big Daddy Kane, and Q-Tip. Then Hev shows his gratitude for all the black ladies in the world on Sister Sister the best way possible. The overweight lover persona definitely takes up some space across this journey on Let It Rain, Do Me, and the floaty Waterbed Ready, I Can Make You Go Ooh. To have put off this album with the range of topics and styles and not sound completely disjointed was a hell of a feat, and to be honest, could also take first place on this list depending on which way the wind blows. Speaking of, number 1, Nuttin But Love. Easily his most recognizable and successful album. If none of his previous 4 projects made you a fan of the big boy wonder, Nuttin But Love surely did. Turn on the radio this week and you might just hear the Grammy-nominated title track playing nearly 30 years after its release.
I got nothing but love for you, baby. What you got? I got nothing but love for you, honey. Yeah, whatever.
Between this and Peaceful Journey, you can clearly hear the wide appeal of the Hefster style, with easy flowing, witty lyrics that anyone can enjoy and familiar samples used throughout. You can basically put this album on random and just rock out. Even a song called Sex With You could be played on the radio, around your kids, not to be corny, as you mindlessly sing the hook because it's so damn catchy. I mean, who's doing that right about now? Yeah, we'll wait. Outside of Move On, which is the spiritual successor to 91's Letter to the Future, and the smoothed out and slowed down remix to Got Me Waiting, Nuttin But Love is full of beats to move your feet, catch a groove, and have a good time. Always showing love to the sisters, Black Coffee can be considered Heavy's counterpart to MC Light's Roughneck from the year prior, whereas Got Me Waiting finds Dwight getting the yellow light from a lady that he's got his eyes on. Any artist would love to have an album as widely respected as this Platinum Plus effort in their catalog, and who better could it be than the overweight loving MC Heavy D. Continue to rest in peace, bro. Alright fam, that was a great trip down memory lane there, wasn't it? What y'all think of the order? Did we get it right or not so much? Let us know down in the comments. Yeah, I know, you didn't need me to tell you to do that. Remember to hit that like, subscribe, and notification button before you start clicking all those other links we shared today. Once again, it's your man CJ for CT, and I'm out.